regularly where I bake at the table and chat with you. I did a video like this before Christmas, and one of my amazing viewers, whose name is Sophie, aka the best name ever, she actually commented saying that I should make it a regular thing and call it baking at the table. And you know what? It was a blooming good idea. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm sorry if we're overexposed, but there's not much I can do about it. It's a sunny day and Mother Nature gifted us with some sun today, and I'm not going to complain. Anyway, welcome to today's Bake at the Table with me. Boom, boom, boom. Today's Bake at the Table, we are making gooey chocolate chip cookies, and also the subject of today's chat is going to be relationships. I'm not a guru nor a baker. I just thought it'd be fun to bake while talking about something that I'm always asked about on this channel. So it's gonna be nice and cozy. So when baking, the first thing I like to do is just have everything out and ready and in front of me, just so I'm not kind of like running to and fro. It's going to be double chocolate chip cookies, so I do need to get a cocoa powder, and I've picked two. Lidl's salted caramel hot chocolate, and also Green and Black's organic hot chocolate powder. I've got all of my stuff here. I actually got a load of baking stuff for Christmas, which I was really happy about. And then I have the rest of my stuff here. So the first thing we're going to do is measure the butter. 200 grams. I have linked everything down below in the description box if you want to save this recipe. I'm also going to link this digital scale down below. It was super duper cheap, but it's probably the handiest thing I've actually bought for the kitchen. We use it all the time, so I'm really impressed with it. 198. Come on, that little square should do it. 202. That'll do. Look, I'm a poet and I never know it. Lawrence, my partner, if you're new by the way, that is my boyfriend's name. He has been appearing a lot more in my videos, which means I've been getting a lot more questions about us. Pretty much really positive comments about Lawrence and I and our relationship. And I find that really endearing, and it's definitely something I'm so grateful for, because I haven't had the best of luck when it's come to relationships. Not every relationship works out. Sometimes, in fact, I believe all of the time, that's for the best, because if my previous relationships hadn't worked out, I wouldn't have met Lawrence. Now I want to get 300 grams of light brown soft sugar. There's a lot of sugar and a lot of butter that goes into cookies, you would not believe. But someone actually left me a comment saying, how did you meet someone so suited to you like Lawrence? And I thought that's really nice, because I'm glad that comes across on YouTube. I met Lawrence by, I tell you what, it's so cliche, but I cannot tell you how true this is. Firstly, you have to work on yourself if you want a relationship of any kind. We started YouTube, and I was just completely single, completely happy with that decision as well. And I thought, you know what? I'm not even gonna try and look for a relationship. I'm just gonna leave it alone for the next year or two, maybe 3 or 4 years. I don't know how long it will take. And what is that noise? So I was literally that cliche that worked on myself, completely wanted to be single, wasn't even nearly looking for a relationship. I didn't really do dating. I've never done dating. I hate dating. It's so awkward. And then all of a sudden, Lawrence came into my life, but we became like close friends for a while, which I think worked out really well, because I still kind of wasn't ready for a relationship. But I'm so glad it took so long, from start to finish, of me being single to actually meeting Lawrence. And also going through like 2 up and down relationships before then, just because I think I needed to learn so much about myself. I needed to be able to be completely independent before I could be in a relationship, and I think that's really important. You have to like keep your independence. You have to like learn about you and what you want and what you need from a relationship before the right person just comes along. And let me tell you, a relationship is not meant to be hard work every day. Sometimes it's hard, don't get me wrong. We go through ups and downs every now and then, but generally it's easy because we want to make it work. Like, we want to be with each other, we love each other, we have respect for each other. I think the right person will come along when you're in the right frame of mind. Thank you for always like being so nice about me and Lawrence. Like, I've now actually never been happier, and I feel like I've waited a long time for such a healthy, glowing, exciting, fabulous relationship. I'm just over the moon about it, to be honest. Anyway, now you need 300 grams of self-raising flour. 303. Do you know what? Life goes on. Live life on the edge. I've got my flour, I have my brown sugar, I have my butter. I've also got 2 eggs. You're gonna need 2 eggs. And I've got my vanilla extract, and I've got chocolate chips and a bar of Cadbury's. So we've got lots of options here. I think I'm gonna go for a bit of both in terms of the chocolate chips and chocolate chunk. The next thing you do is soften the butter. To be fair, I do actually always put the butter in the microwave just quickly before I do my whisking. Add all your sugar and butter together and give it a good old whisk. Okay, the texture is looking like this at the moment. So it's kind of creamy, all a bit bitty. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. You could make them just like vanilla cookies with chocolate chunks if you want, but I feel like I'm gonna go all out today. Now, add the eggs. Another question I get quite a lot about now my relationship is, when are we getting married and when are we having children? But I really don't know, you know, like I wouldn't even tell, I don't know, like the closest members of my family about marriage or kids until Lawrence and I have decided to do it. Nothing's guaranteed, and also like I feel like it's a really, you have to have like some privacy in your relationship in order for it to work. Like you have to be a bit of a team, just you two together. Now we're going to mix the flour, the cocoa powder, and by the way, I don't measure this out, I just kind of go for it. I tend to just like add whatever I want and keep adding whatever I want.
Even if the sky is falling.
Another question I'm getting at the moment as well is about what me and Lawrence are doing in terms of traveling this year, like where we're planning to visit. So we're actually planning on taking a couple of holidays this year. One of them being we want to try and get to America, so like a long haul type holiday. In America, I don't know where yet, but there's a lot of things that we need to discuss about that first. And there's possibly something in the pipeline that might work out well with the going to America thing first. So that is something we do need to book soon. And we also would love to go to Greece. If any of you have been to Greece recently or know Greece very well, please let me know in the comments down below and like advise me where to go. We're hoping, I would love to go to Santorini, but I don't want it to be very touristy. I want it to be kind of quiet and calmer. I mean, Santorini looks incredible. So if you do recommend that, or you recommend where to go in Greece, please do let me know. I would absolutely love to know. And we're also going to go back to Devon, probably the same place we went last year, where we stayed in the most amazing Airbnb. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And then also later on in the year, we're planning to go back to Bruges. Bruges is such a gorgeous place at Christmas time especially, and it's just so wonderful there. We've really enjoyed it so much. I've got like quite a few travel plans this year. I kind of have like an irrational fear of traveling. I don't know why, and it's so frustrating, and I need to kind of get myself out of it. This year is going to be the year of just getting it done and going abroad. I'll be vlogging it, but I really think this year is going to be a really big year. Anyway, I'm just slowly adding my flour, cocoa powder and baking powder in together now to the mixture. I would love you guys to leave 1 tip in the comments down below about having a healthy and successful relationship. My #1 relationship tip is, no matter what, always go into a relationship where you're at your best as you possibly could be. So spend some time being single. Don't just jump into a relationship because you think that will make you happy. I would get to a point where you know you can make yourself happy and you can rely on only yourself for happiness without that inner confidence. I just don't think you can give like your full self to someone else. But yeah, I would love you guys to just leave your #1 tip on having a healthy and successful relationship. Just for anyone else who might need that bit of advice, you know? Also, if you want to leave suggestions down below on the next Bake at the Table with Me topic, and I will take it into consideration. Okay, now the mixture's all mixed together. Now you want to, No, it isn't. I haven't added my chocolate chips. Okay, so the mixture looks ready to me, to be honest.
Under those brown curls, soon you're on your way. Promise me that you know the world is.
Okay, I can actually make a lot more than this, but I'm going to cook it in batches just because I'm not sure how far these will spread. But I've just pushed down a little square of Cadbury's in the centre, and that should go a bit gooey. Now put these in the oven for about 10 to 12 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, or gas mark 4, I think it is. Voila! They definitely turned out a little bit big. For some reason, sometimes they really spread out far and sometimes they don't. And today was one of those spreading out far type of days. But all the same, they're still gooey in the middle. They're absolutely delicious. I've not actually cooked using the salted caramel hot chocolate powder from Lidl, and they fully taste like salted caramel chocolate chip cookies. They're so good. So they're absolutely delicious. Let me know if you do make these cookies. Also, let me know down below if you want to pick the next topic you want me to discuss in my next baking at the table video. I love you guys so much, and thank you for watching.
We all play our part. Go out now, be good, be fine.